forgotten champions in every single weight class. And today, we'll be starting things off in the heavyweight division with Junior Cigano dos Santos. Now, after winning 7 fights in a row, JDS got a chance to fight Cain Velasquez on November 12th of 2011. This was UFC on Fox 1, and in the first round, JDS knocked out Cain Velasquez. He stopped him to win the heavyweight title. After that, JDS was able to defend his title once against Frank Mir, and then in 2012, December 29th at UFC 155, JDS lost the title to Cain Velasquez in their rematch. And that fight was absolutely brutal. Cain just absolutely mauled him for 5 rounds. He lost the title. He went on to fight Mark Hunt, won the fight, and then got another chance at Cain Velasquez to try to win the belt back. This was October 19th, 2013, UFC 166. Let's just say it did not go Junior dos Santos' way, as he got brutalized again by Cain Velasquez, and that was it. He won a few fights, lost a few fights, but then from 2019 all the way to 2022, JDS lost 5 matches in a row. He was just never the same after fighting Cain Velasquez. And in this video, what I'm going to try to do is we're just going to go down memory lane. We'll remember what JDS did great. We'll remember what he did fantastic. And we'll just try to remember him as a champion that was in the heavyweight division. And although he was only able to defend his title just one time, that win against Cain Velasquez is legendary. It's always going to be remembered, and it is honestly one of my favorite wins to witness, because I was, and I still am, a big fan of JDS. So without wasting any additional time, let's jump into the showcase. You know, man, one of the alter egos I would really like to see is the Junior dos Santos from like 2010, 2011. We're talking champion Junior dos Santos, Cigano Junior dos Santos, with the man, he was the difference in speed from JD. This man's just gonna come out and kick. What the heck? Why do you? This man's gonna come out and just kick me in the head, huh? The difference in speed between JDS at that time and the JDS that we see these days, it's a huge difference, man. Junior was, he was smaller. No, he was smaller, skinnier. Well, not skinny, but just more lean. And his boxing, man. Oh my God! I remember the first few times I watched JDS. One of his most impressive fights to me is his fight versus Stefan Struve. That fight really blew me away at the time with just how, because man, at that time, man, there was really nobody in the heavyweight division throwing hands like JDS. And at the time, I was kind of getting a little bit obsessed with boxing. Oh my God. I've gone through so many like small obsessions. That was actually a nice slip into the body uppercut. All right, I guess I'm just going to get kicked in the head this whole entire fight. Fantastic. Careful. But yeah, man, at the time, I was really considering doing some boxing. And so, like, anybody with good boxing would, just immediately impress me. I just loved it. But it's not just that. Junior had a very aesthetically pleasing style. His stance, the way he would throw his cross, the way he would throw his uppercut. I mean, that uppercut KO Fabricio Verdum still lives rent-free in my head to this day. But yeah, man, not just that, man. His overhand, just a very unique way of punching, He goes out there, wins a few fights in a row, matches up with Cain Velasquez. Cain Velasquez. I had a friend, a Mexican, who told me that the right way to say the name Cain is actually Cain. I don't know how accurate that is, but for a while I was saying Cain. So maybe you guys can let me know in the comment section if I was deceived. Or maybe it's like a dialect kind of thing where like certain parts of Mexico they say it that way and other parts they say it differently. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's like the difference between Jose and Rafael and Rafael. You know what I mean? There we go. Set him down. You guys let me know. So he goes out there, runs into Cain Velasquez for the title, knocks him out in the first round. Well, I mean, I think it's a bit too generous to describe what he did to Cain as a knockout. He knocked him down with a beautiful overhand and then TKO'd him on the ground. He actually rendered Cain unconscious on the ground with strikes and then actually woke him back up with strikes. If you go back and you... Good job. If you go back and you guys watch oh, what the fuck? We're denying muscle modifiers now, huh? We're about to get swept. No. Man, I want to strike. There we go. Yeah. He goes out there, drops Cain Velasquez with an overhand from hell, and finishes him on the ground, and becomes the heavyweight champion, man. It was amazing to watch. It was amazing. But, you know, it's definitely important to mention that Cain did not fight to his potential in that fight. He didn't approach it properly. He gave JDS just too much space. Gave him too much space, allowed him to settle. I get rocked. Fantastic. Fantastic. There we go. But yeah, man, JDS defended the title once. He defended it. Honestly, before I went to refresh my memory, I could have swore he defended the title twice. It's crazy, man, that the heavyweight division, the record is still 4. Still 4, and that record is still held by Stipe Miocic. It's kind of wild, right? You know, I think Cain would have been the guy to hold it the longest if it wasn't for all the injuries. Because, man, I think the heavyweight division, in my opinion, is the easiest division to separate yourself from the pack. Like in the heavyweight division, man, if you are above average, very few people are gonna fucking beat you. And if you end up being exceptional as a heavyweight, it's like playing with food, man. Sit him down. Honestly, that's just what it's like, because most heavyweights are just bad, man. A lot of them are just not good skill-wise. You know, they make do with like strength and size and power, but when you compare skill, actual fighting skill, to the skill of like the lower weight classes, it's quite drastic, the difference. And so when you end up being a skilled heavyweight, bro, like your fights are just freaking easy, bro. They're just absolutely easy. It's true in MMA. It's true in pretty much any other combat sport that I've seen, bro. Like, if you can separate yourself, okay, bro, that's what we're doing. And Cain Velasquez at the time separated himself very well from the rest of the heavyweights by, you know, just good striking, doing a very good job. He denied it. No. Bro! Try it again. Okay, we're done. We're done. We're done. Cain separated himself very, very well from the pack. Good striking, good wrestling, good grappling, mixed everything in properly. Bro, get out of here with that. I'm trying to freaking talk, man. And, you know, JDS for his uppercut, for as good as JDS was, he was very one-dimensional. And, God, I keep getting rocked with front kicks. I keep getting rocked with front kicks, man. I'm just going to stop letting this man kick me in the head. How about we just do that, huh? For as good as JDS was, he was quite one-dimensional. He was just mostly boxing. He would rarely kick, but most of his attacks were boxing, sitting down. And that definitely was a problem. And this is a guy that was he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu at the time, too. Like, you know, so I believe he's a black belt under the Nogueira brothers, just like Anderson Silva. Yeah, man, it's... So, he ends up defending the title against Frank Mir. TKO's Frank Mir in the second round, I believe. And then, can we get this man out of here, please? TKO's Frank Mir. Ends up fighting Cain Velasquez a second time and gets destroyed, bro. Come on, we got to end it right here. There we go. Jeez. I'm like, how many freaking shots am I going to have to land to get this man out of here? But there we go, man. Cigano dos Santos. Maybe that would be a thumbnail. I don't know what to do with the thumbnail on this one. I really don't. I really don't. But we'll see, man. I might just keep it extremely simple and call it a day. So we're gonna just run through the weight classes and just go through all the forgotten champions. And by forgotten, of course, we're talking about, like, if you were to ask the modern day fan or the new fan, like, did you know this person was a champion? A lot of them will probably not know. Like, a lot of people don't remember that JDS was a champion in the heavyweight division. You know, people are thinking DC, they're thinking Stipe, which is understandable. A lot of people don't remember Dos Santos. And so, in the light heavyweight division, we're going to run through maybe two forgotten champions. So it's not just going to be one fighter per weight class. It might be two, might be three. Anyways, let's move on to the next fight.
Ready.
Are you ready?
Ready. Do it.
Hazmat Jellycat. Okay. Kick. To the body. Leg kick. There we go. Starting things off proper. I think I'd say a lot of new fans entered the sport of MMA during that time that Conor became champ, I'd say. That was the zenith of his popularity. Champ, then fights Floyd Mayweather. And man, Conor's popularity just went skyrocket at that time. And I think a lot of people became fans of MMA because of Conor. And a lot of these people, and again, this is not even, I'm not even saying that, like, you got to go back and know your history. Like, I'm not one of those, like, MMA purists. Like, if you haven't seen UFC 1, then you're not a real fan. It's like, whatever, bro. Like, I don't care about that stuff at all. Wow. He literally just freaking ducked right into that. But I try to do, I think it's important to remember some of these champions, in my opinion. Not saying you should become a MMA encyclopedia to be a fan of MMA. I've never believed that at all. But I think it would be interesting. It would be fun. Honestly, this is something that I think the game should do a better job of. One thing that I really enjoyed about UFC Undisputed 3, and a big reason why I still love that game to this day, is it did a very good job of educating fans in multiple ways. It gave you education on the sport, whether it's loading screens or with the game modes. Like, I think EA needs to do a better job of just educating fans. Like, while the fights are loading, right, while you're going through loading screens, maybe just give tidbits of information. Did you know this guy did this, did that? You know what I mean? Just tidbits of information that cycle through, and you have no idea how well all of this actually sticks. Like, I get rocked at the end, of course. But yeah, man, like, it's amazing how, like, a lot of this stuff, like, will stick in your mind. Sometimes you wouldn't even remember where you saw it, you know? Like, there's a quote that I still remember to this day, and it was a quote that I saw. I'm forgetting exactly where I saw it. It was either UFC 1 or it was Undisputed, but it was one of those, like, loading screen tidbits of information where it says Anderson Silva once said, "I'm not the greatest. I just think I can do things other people think are impossible." I've never heard Anderson Silva say that quote. I don't remember when he said it, but I know he said it because I saw it in one of these loading screens in one of these games, and it's still in my mind to this day. Stuff like that, I think, is nice. You know, just give small little bit of information about your fighters. Like, for example, loading screen. You could talk about when JDS won the title, for example. You know, talk about past champions, what they've accomplished, just small things like that. You know, UFC Undisputed 3 had a game mode where you can replay fights exactly as it happened, and the more accurate you get to how you replay the fight, the more points you get. Stuff like that is amazing. You know what I mean? Because, one, you actually teach the fans what happened in the fight, even without them watching the fight. Because when the round starts, you see a prompt like, okay, do this, do this, do this. And as you're doing it, you know that's what the fighter did in the actual fight. I want that overhand. I think they can create a culture of sim, but wow. I am so grateful that did not knock me down, bro, because with the ground and pound, with the way it is right now, dude, every knockdown is literally a death sentence, man. Yeah, so I'm going to slow things down right now, boys, especially because I'm trying to talk. I'm just going to be careful. Like, I'm trying to end it with something good, but I keep almost getting myself in trouble. I want the overhand, but... Okay, we're done. We're done. Oh, Jesus. I just threw an overhand, and he threw an uppercut. If you don't know, that right there is the... Okay, bro. I've seen the writing on the wall. I've seen the writing on the wall. This is the kind of fight that I end up losing on some dumb shit. I was saying that they can create a culture of sim, but it has to start with the game developers. It's going to be very, very difficult for the community or whatever to create a culture of sim, because with the way the game, it's like with certain fighters, playing them sim is the best approach, but it's not the best approach for every single fighter. You see what I'm saying? I think what's going to help is a situation where, and I've been saying this since UFC 2, which, by the way, there's some people out there that believe that UFC 2 was sim. y'all have some thin memories for real. There was no block breaking in UFC 2. Like, I'm just going to assume you don't remember, because the alternative is that you're just dumb. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna assume that. I'll just assume that you don't remember. UFC 2 had the worst MK style combos in all the games EA has made. So let's not even go there, bro. Anyways, my point is, and I've been saying this since UFC 2, we need a situation where the best way to win in the game, period. Not just with some fighters or, no, the best way to win at the highest levels is by playing sim. Which means community is going to have to, you know, just sim will have to be defined is all I'm trying to say. Because sim means different things for a lot of people. For some people, they believe sim is just backing up the whole time and holding high block. Look at me! I play sim. I simmin. I'm hugging my block. I simmin. Can't you see? I've thrown 2 strikes the whole entire fight. Isn't that sim? No. Alright, let's get this man out of here. So we gotta, like, define what that is to start with. And then just, I think it's just tendencies. You know, treat these fighters like their own unique entity, like their own unique characters. And you have to highlight their strengths and also highlight their weaknesses. And make sure that for you to win with this particular fighter, you have to mimic this fighter the way that they fight in real life. It has to be a case-by-case basis and not a game, like a package thing. Like, okay, let's make the game sim. Yeah, you can put sim mechanics, but for the players to actually play sim, the characters that they'll be using have to be fought the way the fighter fights in real life for them to find success. That's the only thing that's going to encourage players to go, all right, I just picked Conor. I can't just with freaking Conor McGregor and win. If I do that, I'm going to lose. I have to fight like Conor. You have to build Conor in a way that players are forced. It has to be enforced. They have to fight like Conor to be able to win. They can't just play however and expect. Anyways, I digress. But you get my point. It starts with how the characters themselves are built, how they're developed. That's the only way. Anyways, I'll do one more.
Ready to fight? Ready.
Hey, Kimbo is quite the pick, but look, I'll take it. Like, for example, in the other fight, I was talking about building fighters to play sim. Like, Junior Dos Santos is one thing that he does a very good job of is attacking the body with long-range jabs. Like, he'll leap in and throw a jab to the body. All you need to do is throw one jab to the body with JDS, and you're not gonna want to do it again. Like his forward-moving jab, it's so ugly. Same with his forward-moving cross I just threw. So ugly. It's nothing like he throws it. You see, like the animation is so wrong, and so like. But I'm still trying to throw it in there, just to. His uppercut animation is also incorrect. His overhand animation is incorrect. His cross animation is incorrect. His left hook is the only thing that looks kind of like JDS. Everything else does not look like Junior. His movement, it's not him. The way he holds his hands, you know what I mean? But, anyways. There we go. Trying to find that overhand. You know, a lot of fans can say that they've seen their favorite fighters absolutely get butchered. And I can say, luckily for me, the fighter that I've liked the most throughout my whole fandom in MMA, I've never seen him lose, right? Like, you could say he won fights he shouldn't have, but like, I've never seen him like get knocked out or get knocked down or get like, you know, badly hurt and he's on the verge of getting finished. I've never had that happen. And of course I'm talking about John Jones, which is like amazing to me, I'll be honest. Like, but I've seen my second fighter lose. You know, I've seen my second favorite lose. I've seen Israel get stopped. I've seen him lose to Sean Strickland, and that shit sucks, man. But the first time I felt that kind of like, holy crap, this sucks, like it genuinely affected me, like I knew the guy, was when Cain butchered JDS. You know, that one was hard, man. It was rough. It was rough because Cain started that fight like an absolute crazy person. Like, shot a low single immediately. JDS defended it, and he's just, the pace he put on Junior from the moment the referee said go was absurd. I was watching it like, oh my God, is he gonna stop? And he didn't stop for 5 rounds. Beat down JDS, man. His face was swollen, all busted up. I mean, it was a brutal beating, bro. It was a brutal beating. I think that changed JDS forever. It really did. You take I mean, his chin used to be so much better. Junior has been hit by some powerful men. This is a man that was hit clean by Shane Carwin. Like, are we forgetting that? Shane Carwin hit JDS clean and he freaking smiled at it. It was like, this is nothing. And stopped Shane Carwin. Wait, did he stop him? I know he busted him up. Shane Carwin's wife was in the audience and she couldn't even watch what was going on. I think JDS busted him up. I don't remember if he stopped him. I think he did. But yeah, man. He's been hit by Shane Carwin. He's been hit by Roy Nelson. You guys remember Roy Nelson? Have you guys forgotten? Big Country, Roy Nelson, the original big belly brawler. There we go. Roy Nelson had a legendary overhand right that when he lands his overhand right, you just die. You die. JDS fought Roy Nelson and he got hit with that shit. He ate it. It was nothing. Oh! That's a good way to end it. You know. And then after he fought Cain Velasquez, it's just, man, he was never the same. But that's just what happens, man. The human body was not designed to take the level of punishment that JDS endured in that fight. It would have been, I would have liked it if they would have stopped it. Boom! I would have loved it if they would have thrown in the towel way early in that fight, man. Junior did not need to take the amount of punishment that he did. You know? But that's what happens sometimes. And, you know, he went downhill from there. But yeah, there you go, man. Junior Dos Santos, the very first forgotten champion that we are going to look at in this series. I'm going to upload the next one. It's going to be in the light heavyweight division. I want you guys to predict in the comment section who you think it's going to be. And we'll see if you guys get it correctly. So, thank you so much for watching this first episode. Hope you guys enjoy it. And I will see you guys tomorrow with the next one. As always, stay safe. Peace out. Have a good one, boys.